Woo! Ooh! My day. My God. Can you goddamn snoozes, yo? Can you goddamn snoozes? Howdy do, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Kenji's World. Thank you so much. How you doing? How you doing over there on the other side? Hope you're doing well. You're smiling. Heart's going through some challenges, but it's still pushing on to get the spirit flowing through you. I know it's looking for harmonious regulation inside of that. I know it. You're doing great. We're doing great. Humanity's doing great. It looks like we're pooping it, but we're doing great. I believe we're doing great. I know great things are happening at the moment. So thank you so much for being here on the journey with me. Thank you so much, humanity, for being on this crazy ass journey. I know there's some crazy shit going on. And I'm not just saying crazy shit because it might seem all normal on the outside sometimes. Because we're walking through our neighborhood, walking through our environments. But the more that I meet people, the more I engage, and the more that I sit with myself, there's a hurricane that's spinning inside of me, looking to be set free, looking for harmonious order, looking for order to exact myself here. And sometimes it's not in the shape of order, it's a little bit of chaos, it's a bit disorganized, it's a bit disheveled. But once it starts going out and you're maintaining, you're responsible for, your custodian for your own energy, the more that you can stay with it, noticing that we are able to manifest and turn, well, at least give onto that energy a responsibility to ourselves, so that we can make sure we follow through, we can maintain integrity, maintain our values within the structures that we're creating inside of our world. So I hope that's going down with you. I hope that's what's going on. If not, chuck it in the comments, say what's up, subscribe, all those sort of things. I need to get to 50 subscribers, I realized, because until I get to 50 subscribers, I won't be able to do YouTube lives off my phone, or I'm using a GoPro at the moment. I realize I can do a live from my GoPro, but that's only if I have 50 subscribers. So I need, I believe, 21 more. Jump on, hit that subscribe button. You don't have to hit the notification bell. You can if you want. Ideally, if you want to hear the videos of my lives, hit that notification button. But if not, hit that subscribe button. Help me get to the point so that I can deliver remote. Right now I'm stuck to my computer, but once I can go remote, Kenji's World is going to be so much more interesting. There's going to be so many more conversations that I'll be able to have with people outside and tap into that wellspring and resource of humanity that lies beyond. So super stoked, super excited to see where we go. I really want to be able to mingle with people, chat and have conversations and see where they go. Even today I've met people and I totally would have been able to pull somebody aside for 15 minutes and just have a chat and a yarn, you know, just keep my GoPro with me, have a little tripod, set it up, get it all rock and rolling. Next thing you know, Kenji's World is wherever it is. So I am looking forward to that, but we shall see, we'll get there in due time. But in the meantime, I'm here to just say I'm grateful, thankful for all the things that I have in my life. I just had a really wonderful session with the client at the moment, and you know, I liked it because we kind of removed the framework that he was working with my other business partner. It's a sales framework, but we sort of said, let's just open up the box and remove that structure for now, so we can explore into this area a little bit deeper on what's really going on. And look, the client is willing and can already see a perspective of a holistic nature, so it was easy to speak into, and he openly asked my opinion about what he sees, what I see in the engagements that have been going on. So I felt good, and we talked about living up to our own expectations. Well, not even expectations, sorry, going from good to great to amazing. Like, it's okay to be amazing, it's okay to be fantastic, it's okay. But if people don't like your brightness, they don't like your light, it doesn't mean that you have to turn down the dial. I'm talking to myself as much as I am you guys. You don't have to turn down the dial. You can just be yourself. But be prepared to own yourself, right? Own it. Be what you need to be and let go. And when you let go more and more, something fantastic is going to happen, because a greater faith is going to arise. The more that you let go, the more that I let go, the more we let go, there's going to be great faith, more faith in something. You'll feel that you are being supported by something, you know, keeping yourself good, keeping your eyes on the ball, that you're not being motivated by other interests. And I mean other interests as in just personal interests, which are segregated from holistic interests or symbiotic interests. If that's the interest, then be mindful, use your discernment, see what's going on inside and underneath all that. But if it's coming from a place of love, and when it's coming from a place of love and compassion, you'll just know, stick with it, stick with it, have faith, step into that energy, see what's going on with you, see what happens to the environment, how it can mold, how it can shift, how it can shape, just with your engagement, and then people's engagement, and the engagement of the energy around you and within you, and you realize there was an energy all along that brought you there, and we start to find out that we're on this miraculous journey of life. So, Kenji, no, I'm not stoned right now, but I'm still feeling pretty high. I'm going to go for a run after this. But I just want to share that, yes, I spoke of where I am with business, people, God, yesterday from a comment of my friend Carl. And look, sometimes business still does scare me when all we talk about is business, and I get it. I'm trying to deliver spiritual revelation through business, which seems counterintuitive, but I believe it's a structure like anything else, and the challenges like anything else are going to be there present to test us for our values, our virtues, and it's going to test us to be the kind of people who are we going to be when faced with the temptation of power, right? Of when power comes to you, what are you going to do with it? So I believe the structure of business will still allow for personal development and for spiritual insight, but only if the framework is set for it, right? We'll continue on. People always asking, what are we doing it for? What are we doing it for? I feel the highest level of all things is spiritual development. And the less I speak of it, the more I'm not able to cater for it, right? Of course, that conversation can't just happen straight up, advertently, with people that are looking to us for business coaching and consultancy. But this is, I want to make sure that, and look, hey, it was almost divine today that I was able to have this conversation with this client that was very in touch with a personal sphere and a personal space of my own. Just to reassure me that that conversation is possible. We are able to have that. People are seeing that. So it's not the most far-fetched. It's not the most woo-woo anymore. It's just starting to become a fabric of our reality, and how these spiritual principles will no longer be a questioned thing. We'll just take it for granted, or not take it for granted, but accept it as a foundation of our reality, and not wondering if it's real or not, but then start to understand how does it function and how do we operate within it. How do we operate within that structure that we call the spiritual realm? What kind of, not lives, but what kind of experience is within that? How do we operate? And that can tie into these energetic models, but foundationally to me, and I'm going to say is, as an understanding for where I am right now, but it is, or this seems to be, and I live in that spiritual realm. And that speaks to me. And it's alive. It's not just a energy that we look at like electricity that's inanimate or doesn't have its will or isn't, sharing a will with me. This energy that I'm in touch with, and that you guys are all in touch with, I believe deep down we're all in touch with it. If we are not to segregate or disconnect from it too far, then we are able to get in touch with it. And that energy, that thing, that feeling, a sensation that's been called many names in the past, is going to guide you. It's going to guide you. And you have to make sure that it's the right force that's guiding you. That's why you just have to trust the heart, make sure it's coming from a heart place, and you're learning from your mistakes, and you're becoming a humble person, you're becoming a virtuous person, because you're not going to be able to ascend into spiritual realms if you are still thinking that I is separate from we, and that it's not about a symbiotic relationship. If you're still in that mindset, unfortunately, you're going to keep on hitting, and this is the scalable model, right? We're building scalable business model structures, but at an individual level, at a human level, there is a scalable business model. There is a scalable human model, and that scalable human model is tied very deeply to spiritual foundations. Because if you can't understand, and understanding is one step, but there's only so much understanding you can do of spiritual realms, because until you experience it, you are not going to truly understand. That knowledge isn't going to be applied knowledge and wisdom, and it's not going to become revelation. And if it becomes revelation, then it's a paradigm shift and it's an energetic shift. It's a shift in almost your entire being as a person. You see things completely differently, even though everything is the same thing. The meaning, the depth of meaning starts to change. The depth of meaning starts to call you to your deeper meaning and your deeper calling of who you are as a person. And it's all there. So these faculties are available, but the scalable human model, you won't be able to scale up a human evolutionary process if you aren't virtuous, if you aren't kind, if you aren't caring, if you aren't loving, if you aren't humble, if you aren't passionate towards the perseverance towards spirit, a care for it, a reverence for it, a respect for life. Those are the qualities necessary, not even desire, but to my eye, those are the qualities necessary to be able to breach certain spiritual barriers. And I can tell where I'm falling shy in some of these categories, which is where I try and identify them, I try and improve upon them, a certain humility. And humility is not always just be calm and humble. Humility might be to step into that light, going from good to great to amazing. Your humility is that you have to accept that you are capable of becoming amazing, and you will be amazing. Like, of course, we are amazing, we're wonderful, we're imperfect, perfect creatures right now. Yes, it's all amazing right now, but that essence, I can feel it, where it's still not shining as bright as I would like it. There's still things in my way, things I'm trying to account for, things I'm trying to make sure are well aligned, because I don't want to be putting false narratives or a false imprint of truth out there, or something that's not empowering me or other people. I don't want to put that kind of energy out there. I want to make sure that it's refined, it's clean, but you also can't be just sitting there thinking that it's going to be perfect. It's more about a certain feeling of resonance. Imperfection sometimes is perfection. If you look at great performances in TV and film, I see the imperfect qualities when the actor is doing something just so human. That's when we connect the most. It seems so imperfect. It's like when I'm talking to my girlfriend. She wonders why I love those qualities about her that are so, to her, may seem the imperfect or improper or not the most beautiful quotations. To my eyes, they are the most beautiful, some of the most beautiful things. And I know I hold on to them as well. I hold on to certain things about myself, and I try to maintain a persona. I try and maintain a face and society, because I can feel there is an energy and a pressure that society itself holds, because everyone's holding a face. So it almost seems normal to hold a face and to hold a persona and a facade. But the more we hold that facade, the more we hold back the truth being unveiled, the more we hold back the capacity for realness and authenticity. And authenticity is just good vibes. Authenticity is it's just true. It's true, it's powerful, it's piercing, it's memorable, it's charismatic, it's charming, it's caring. Now, sometimes people ain't caring. But if it's coming from those virtuous places, then that authenticity has this sort of encompassing and, thinking of the word, of being able to embrace, an embracing quality. I notice when an authenticity or someone is being themselves, but it doesn't have this embracing and unified, like I said, symbiotic, and I don't have this feeling where I feel inclined to be there with that person, I don't feel inclined to collaborate with that person, then it feels usually there is a false sense of authenticity there. Because it's still trying to be something. You're trying to become something too. And if you're trying, that means you're trying to overcome something within yourself. You're trying to compensate. There's compensation, not overcome. Compensation. Right? To be here so that you don't have to be here. But truth is the middle ground, right? Truth in a place of real is the middle ground. And if it's the middle ground, there should be a point where we can relate to it. And usually when I start saying things that are more creating epiphanies or revelations in people's minds, is usually where I'm in a place inside of myself, more in that center place, a bit more humble to express, to be happy, to be joyful, to be okay with myself, my unique qualities, my characteristics, knowing that there's going to be engagements that ain't going to be perfect, but I do my best. There's going to be flaws. People ain't going to like me. Some will, some won't, some will, some won't. And there's this tango that I do with life. And so I just want to continue to remember this pathway, remind myself of this pathway, and this is the purpose and reason I'm going into business. Because look, money is power, but it's not the ultimate power. Money is a resource that allows you to have, that is power condensed, and power to facilitate time,
for somebody else, power to facilitate a creation, a power to facilitate a moving of energy. It has the power to do that. And once you have money, then you have a resource that is very capable of, it's very transformative. Money can transform. Whatever we call money, whatever that thing is that is money, a phenomenon that I truly don't understand still. It's a very powerful influence. And, you know, yeah, you could get swayed by the forces of it, so be mindful. But unless I go in there and I know what it's all about and I know how to handle it, then I'll probably never know if I can be swayed or if I will be swayed or not. Not that I can be, I know that I can be swayed, but will I be swayed? Will I lose virtue? Will I lose integrity? And if I do, then it's probably the time to step away. But if I don't, and I can use it wisely and effectively, hell yeah. Like these martial artists, these amazing people that could use their structure, they can use the forces that they learn, they use this power not to go bash the shit out of everyone all the time, but in times of need they might use it, and not even to hurt someone. And all the strength training that we're doing, it might not be to do the thing that we think we're going to do with it, but it's actually useful in a very different sense, and it's useful in a healthy and a holistic sense. So I'm just tying this all back into a bow of saying that I'm being very grateful that I can at least share, and I need to remind myself with you guys that I'm here on that journey. And if ever I'm faltering on this journey and you feel like I'm becoming less authentic, then you guys need to remind me. So hence why I chuck a comment in there being like, Kenji, you're being a eep, you know, you're falling off the wagon, you're being a douchebag, you're being a shit, you're being pretentious. Remember where you came from, right? But that doesn't mean I'm not going to be happy with my life. Doesn't mean I'm not going to be out there and put two hands up and praise the Lord. You know, that's what I will do. But in terms of how do I treat others, how do I treat myself, is going to be very important with that. How I align to God. So reminders, full circle. I'm going to leave that with you today. Kenji's World, you know how it is. Peace and one love. Be nice to yourself. Be nice to all those around you. Do the good